throughout this whole feed. Our vision is to see one day all of the inner city revitalized, one neighborhood at a time. And we know that within that neighborhood, there are components like lighthouse leaders, there are schools, there are principals within that neighborhood, but then there are also community partners that we love to connect with. And I don't know if you've heard this, but we are better together. And we believe that right there, better together. And we have to do things together. And so I've just got some incredible people here, and they're just going to introduce themselves really quickly, their name, and then kind of what organization they're a part of and what their role is. So Ken, would you be willing just to give the audience just a little bit?
Yeah, thanks, Joey. My name is Ken Marr. I'm with Habitat for Humanity of Omaha, and I am the Engagement and Experience Officer at Habitat. Prior to that role that I started in January, I was Chief Operating Officer back all the way to when we first started working with Abide and Joey back in late 2015 and early 2016.
It's awesome, man. Ken's been incredible. And Ken, just appreciate you, man, just connecting the Lighthouse program. And I know we'll share probably more about that in a little bit. Lindy, would you be willing to share a little bit?
Sure. I'm Lindy Fingston, and I am the Senior Executive Director for the Maple Street and the Butler Gas Y. And I have been working in this community now for 5 years this month. And it has been really great to work with Abide and to, as you mentioned, better together. One thing with the Y, we say we're stronger together. And I think that we definitely have done that in our different partnerships and being able to do more for the community. So I'm excited about where this is going. And I think that our community will see the impact of it.
Good. It's good. Appreciate you. Alethea?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Alethea Lewis. I'm the Membership Director at the Butler Gas YMCA and a proud partner with Abide. Me and Joey are like homies, so
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Really excited about the things that we've done and what we are looking forward to doing together. So
Awesome. Markel?
I'm Mikkel Norvell. I am the Associate Executive Director at the Butler Gas YMCA. And I always tease Alethea that we're so grateful for the 2016 election because we met Joey. He was a volunteer at our polling place, and so him and Alethea got to know each other real well. And that's kind of how the Lighthouse partnership formed. And then it's funny because all of us at the Y had different pieces. We kind of had our own partnerships with different people. Shout out to Candy. So yeah, that's just been exciting. And then this year we finally have gotten to kind of ramp pre-COVID. We got to ramp up being a Lighthouse organization. So we're just excited to finally get some normalcy in there. So we're excited to see where it goes.
Good. Yeah, I mean, I just got done doing election polls again. They didn't have me at the Y this time, though. So, had some fun. It was good, but it wasn't as good as the ones.
Of course.
Love you guys and appreciate you. Before we get into the conversation about our different partnerships and what we've been able to do this past year, I'd love to just hear personally, like, why North Omaha? And even not just like organizationally, I know we all have our mission statements and visions, and our values and all that stuff. Personally, like, why North Omaha? Why do you love this community? What do you guys see personally, have a personal vision for the community as a whole? And I don't know who wants to start with that. Anybody ambitious with an answer?
I will go.
Go, Lindy. Come on. You got it.
Well, I mentioned in my introduction that I have been in the community for 5 years, and I moved here from Houston, and I knew absolutely nobody, had never lived in the Omaha area. And when I walked into the Butler Gas Y, I was greeted and I was made feel welcome. And from that point, all the members and everybody that will walk through the door gave me that little bit of being at home. And so the community for me is just so important, because I feel that we have to speak up for the things that we want to happen in North Omaha. We have to be able to be a voice for support and for change for our members, and for I love that you do these lighthouses and that people have the opportunity to connect and engage with each other and talk about what it is that they want and need, because that's what we want to do with the Y, is bring them in and help to do that. So for me, the community itself was like the place that made me feel a little bit at home when I left Houston and had been there for so many years. And so I'm very fond of it. And although I don't live right there, it still feels that way. And part of that is I have to live in the district where my husband works, but otherwise I would be right there.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. What about you guys? Anybody else? Like, why do you love working in North Omaha?
Oh, I'll go next.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go next. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. And then Althea, you're next after me. All right. So, I first started coming up to North Omaha, when I first moved to Lincoln, or moved from Lincoln to Omaha. So I was part of the Gallup move back in 2003. And one of the things that impressed me the most in regards to North Omaha and the idea of why is more the idea of the cross section of America, and it's the biggest movement in regards to how can we make the world a little bit better than when we got here, and that's always been one of the keys that my family's instilled in me. And when you look at the ability to really enact change at the very base level, which is the family, and then from the family growing it from the family to the neighborhood to the community, I don't think there's any greater victory that you could have within Omaha, or even within the humanity side of it. It's something that should drive all of us when I think it does. And that's one of the key, I think, pillars of why I continue to do work in North Omaha.
Good. That's good. I don't know what we're supposed to do, clap or snap or look like this or something. Good. I love that.
I hope that gets edited out, Joey, the snapping and stuff.
No, we're going to keep it in. We're going to keep it in. Michael, Lethea, what about you guys? Why do you love North Omaha?
Well, first and foremost, I was born and raised in North Omaha.
There it is.
I was born and raised in North Omaha. My parents had their wedding reception at the North Y.
Wow.
Fun fact. So I was pretty much born into the YMCA.
Roots run deep.
Huh?
Your roots run deep.
They do run deep. So no matter where I've been in Virginia, Hawaii, I've been all over the place. Every time I come home is North Omaha to me. And when I came back from living in Hawaii, the first place I went to was the YMCA, because I knew I could work out, I could get my social life going again and stuff like that. And so that's how my journey started with the Y, and they are never going to get rid of me. So and so that part of it, just being a face of the North Omaha community, since I was born and raised there, and, wanting to see the North Omaha communities thrive and grow, is very important to me, because I know that it has so much potential. And if we all get together and help, we will make it happen. So.
Preach that. Preaching. That's good. I love that. No, it's powerful. Michael, what about you?
Well, similar to Alethea, I've actually gone to school in North Omaha since I was in second grade. I went to Franklin and then King Science Center. And then after that, I did go to Central, so I didn't go to North. But go Eagles. I just love the community because it's the only community, and I live more south, South Omaha, but it's the only community where truly everyone does come together and they want to come together for a greater good. Where if you kind of go to other communities in Omaha, it's not necessarily the same. It's definitely a different feel. As soon as you get into North Omaha, like everyone is working for one common good, and that's for the good of the community. It's not every man for itself. It's everybody is working together, and I feel like all of us get to be a part of that and really bring that community together.
Good. That's really good. One of the reasons I felt called to North Omaha was to write a different narrative. And I grew up here, so I'm from Bellevue, South Omaha-ish area. I was raised and told, and you're in classrooms and by my parents and by society in general, to never go to North Omaha. It was like, and that was just how I grew up, right? There was people who said those things. And if we're being real and vulnerable, that's an honest thing. And I actually was like, I'm tired of hearing people tell me not to go someplace. I'm going there. So in high school, I actually started working in North Omaha. And I'm like, man, what is everyone freaking out about? Like, they're just people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people were writing this narrative to me that I didn't think was fair. I didn't think that was fair. And I really, at Abide, when we say our dream is to say we want to see a new inner city, really what we're saying is we want to rewrite the narrative and change the perspective on how people view North Omaha, that people are moving into the community, not trying to move out. And that people take, right, and continuing to grow the pride and the honesty and the truth in our community, and something that people want to fly into and drive into and be a part of. And so when I got to be a part of Abide, you know, I got thrown into a lighthouse. I don't know what happened. I just ended up in a lighthouse. It just happened. And, you know, I just showed up and they're like, here's a house. And, you know, but what I saw was when you move into the community or a stakeholder, be a part of it, we can be together to write a new story and a different story, and sometimes is painted. And so I think us together, I've seen our partnerships really be able to do that. And I think that's so powerful. How has this partnership helped your organization, or how have we been able to work together maybe in the past year, just so people are more familiar on how we've been able to partner together? Ken, I'll let you start with that. Like, how has Abide and Habitat been able to work together these past couple of years?
So like I discussed earlier, we started working, my first call to you was probably mid 2015. Mm-hmm. And we had an issue with trying to find a solution for 3 families. And it was 3 homes over by Omaha North High School off of North 37th. And there had been a rash of gunfire and you know, just criminal activity through a neighborhood there. And we had put 3 families in 3 brand new homes there. And they were really concerned with the safety of not only their kids, but their neighbors that they were breaking bread with and friends and all that kind of stuff. So when they came to us and said, we've got issues with the neighborhood, we really had no other solution than to think, geez, Habitat, all we do is build homes. We provide simple, decent housing, and it's affordable. But what we don't do well is really get into these really tight situations where the actual neighborhood needs to be kind of rebuilt and rediscovered per se. And we're great at structural things, and we're really good at at rock the blocks and and really the foundational pieces to really tangible item like a house. But what we don't do really well is get out, nor, I mean, we don't have the time, nor we don't do it well where we can get into the family and actually make change or enact change at the family level. And had known Josh for a long time. He helped me referee basketball back when he played a lot. And I thought, geez, I'm going to give a bite a call because I know what they do. And one thing leads to another. I catch up with Joey, and we turn those 3 homes that were Habitat homes into 3 lighthouses. And that engagement first started in 2016. Those houses are still active as of today, May 2020. And I can happily say the crime has decreased, but I think it's really good for the neighborhood to have those 3 homes as lighthouses in the neighborhood. There's a few others in the neighborhood as well, but where it's at today, I think it helps more than placing families in there. But to have lighthouse families in there is even stronger.
Yeah, it's been so awesome to see that develop out. And we've done one other house. I know you guys sold us a house.
Right.
It wasn't the same situation, but it was still a house. And one thing we realized is we love to refurbish homes. We still do that, but we love to partner with people who do it better than us.
Exactly.
Right. And you guys put up houses, I mean, we're trying to keep up. We're not doing a very good job, but what we love to have is that concept of a buy is to have a presence in a neighborhood and to bring families into a neighborhood that can build a presence. And it was so cool to see what you guys do really well at, and we feel like we do really well at, come together. And I think
it's been a great partnership.
Beautiful picture of better together. I really believe that.
Yep.
So, Lindy, Alethea, Raquel, whichever one wants to speak on it, but what have we been able to do maybe in the past year or two? We've been doing some things kind of all over the map a little bit, but it's been awesome just to see how that's developed.
Well, I'll go first. One of the biggest things that I like to focus on when we're not going through a pandemic is bringing the community together, building a community. And so the first thing that me and Joey thought about doing together was a block party. And so that was our first project together, and it was a very successful project. 2 like-minded organizations coming together to just bring awareness to the North Omaha community and to try to stop that taboo. Don't come to North Omaha, and there's positive things happening. We had a good amount of people come through, about 600 people come. And during that time, when we were talking about the block party, I started learning about the lighthouses because of the different zones in the community that have the block parties. And so since we were in a zone, I thought about us being a lighthouse at Butler Gas YMCA, and Joy was like, "You're crazy," and I was like, "No, not really."
I didn't say you were crazy.
No, you didn't say I was crazy. You did. You were like, "I never thought about that."
No, okay. To be fair, no one has ever asked me if a building could be a lighthouse. Okay, no one's ever asked me that before, so I'm just putting that out there. But go ahead.
Right. So we took some time and pondered on it, and we decided, long story short, that Butler Gas YMCA could be a hub for the Lighthouse conferences for the Lighthouse leaders. Mm-hmm. And so now we bring the Lighthouse leaders in, and they come congregate and fellowship and talk about the different things that are occurring with the Lighthouse leaders and the things that are happening in the communities. And I'm really a proud person to be a part of that.
It's been awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else too? I know there's multiple layers, I feel like.
I do. Oh, do you want to go? You go ahead.
I was just going to add on, and Lindy, you could probably add on way more to mine, is so the block party in the Lighthouse that Alethea and Joey kind of helped get established really helped bring us both together. as organizations, because I think we kind of started out where we would like participate in different events that each other were throwing. And so that we both had the same mission in common, and we were able to be at each other's events and really bring communities together. But the block party in that lighthouse was kind of the start of it. So that's that. And then I know Lindy's gonna chime in with some more partnerships.
Yes. So Josh actually reached out and asked if we wanted to talk about just some ways that we could partner together. Kind of what you had mentioned, Joey, just about how you guys like to connect with people that maybe that is their strong point. And so one of the things that we connected this year, and I'm very proud of this partnership, is with our sports. And so we have a lot of different activities that we do, and we were able to really get into the community instead of everybody coming to the Maple Street and Butler Gas branches. We were able to do that right there at the Abide campus. And it was really great just to have all of the parents there that did not know necessarily that you guys were right there, and to see that campus. And then the other thing that we did, and we every year for our staff do a campaign where we get them together. We talk about the impact that we're making in the community and give them a chance to share different things. And you guys provided the space for us to do that this year. So we were able to bring about 80 staff to the Abide campus and be able to show them again, a place that maybe they had not seen. And so I really appreciate the wide scope that we've been able to work on together. And I know that moving forward, we're also looking at how can we help with leadership of our teens, and how can we make that programming, which would definitely require financial assistance to be able to do that. So that is one thing. We want to be able to create leaders with our youth, and that is one way that we're looking at doing that.
That's amazing. We've also looked into, I don't know, Lindy, if you knew this, but we were starting our first Better Together soccer program. We had done some camps, but we were actually planning to put all those kids into the Y. and
yes.
Obviously COVID and all this stuff kind of put that on pause, but not just basketball, soccer, in just so many ways to this partnership. It's been amazing.
Well, COVID cannot hold us down.
That's right.
We're going to come back stronger than ever.
Come on, cast that vision. I like that.
Yes.
One story. Okay, so when you guys first started using our gym, I remember it was the first morning. We were still trying to figure stuff out with all the sound and all the chairs and all that. And we had a bunch of kids from the community come rolling in, and they just hang out. They know the campus. They may come to an open gym here and there. But these kids had they didn't have any shoes. They just were walking in barefoot. They see what's going on. One of your refs was like, "All right, are they ready to play?" And I'm like, "They're not in a league. Like, they're not playing for the Y." And he was like, "Oh, my bad." Well, one of the teams was actually low on players, and one of the teams, we just put shoes on them, and they started playing in your guys' league. Those two or three boys actually got connected to one of our teams and started playing in your guys' league. So,
oh my gosh, I did not know that. That is amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's cool just to see different spheres of influence come together and make a difference. And when we can do that, I believe North Omaha will never look the same, and it will continue to grow forward. One thing, we got about 5 minutes left. I wanted to ask, I know this time has been challenging in a variety of ways, whether it's financially or support or just for everybody. You've probably heard businesses going under. I mean, it's been a pretty interesting time. Just for our audience that is watching this, how can our audience also support you guys? Like, if there's an action, when I think of the Y, when I think of Habitat, what is an easy action step that our audience watching this could just like right now come help and support you guys and what you guys are doing in the city?
Well, I know that, oh, I'm sorry. Did you say Ken?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Financially, you talked about, kids and not having shoes and being able to get in there and play. With the Y, the financial assistance, that's what sets us apart. We don't turn anybody away from playing. We don't turn anybody away from swim lessons, from the activities that we need the financial assistance to be able to offer that to people that would not be given that opportunity. And the best part about providing that financial assistance is that when you look out on the basketball court or in the pool in the swim lessons, you don't know who is provided financial assistance and who isn't. Everybody is given the same opportunity in those activities, but we can't do it if we are not given that financial assistance to be able to make that impact in the community. So right now, I think we need that financial assistance more than we've ever needed it. This has caused people to not be able to contribute things that they would have contributed to.
And do people go to your website for that? Is that where people go to?
Yes. So if they go to the website, then they can choose the Butler Gas Maple Street Y, and they can give a donation that's listed. They can also give a donation on whatever it is that they, whatever a meaningful gift is for them to give, they can put into that. So, and if they want to know more about it, they are welcome to reach out to us through the website as well.
Awesome. Well, everybody out there watching,
the website is metroymca.org.
metroymca.org.
Thank you.
Got it. So whoever's watching this, guys, just the audience, just make sure this Butler Gas and Maple Street, this Y team is incredible. They're amazing. And Ken, what do you think, man? Like an easy step for people to get involved.
Easy step, and I'll copy the YMCA crew as far as monetary support is probably number one, and I think that's the going concern for all nonprofits across the U.S. Really easy would be habitatomaha.org is our website if you want to give, and of course all of us participate in the May giving opportunities as well. As far as the monetary piece, when our restores are back open, I urge everyone to shop and to donate and to volunteer. Those are the big three pieces.
You were quick with that. Sounds like you've said that before.
Many times.
What were they again? Say them again. Shop.
They were to give, shop, and to volunteer.
Volunteer.
Yep.
Simple.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for this time. Thank you for spending this with Abide. We love our partnerships, and we are so excited to continue to grow together as organizations. And for everybody watching this, we just want to say thank you so much for your support in Abide. We truly are better together, and North Omaha is continuing to change for the better because of everyone, and we all play our part. So thank you guys. Love